What month is it?
You don't know?
No. Is this a multiple choice question? Can I phone a friend? He's right here.
Who are you going to phone?
Everyone you know is in this room.
I know people outside of this room. They don't call back.
We like to sometimes humor his delusions.
Yeah.
They're smart. They don't call back.
That's true. I let the two of you drag me.
No,
Kicking
There
and
is
screaming.
dragging. There's so
That's-
much dragging.
You
yes.
put me in drag, you shoved me into a car, and
Well-
you took me to the Irvine Spectrum.
Well,
Number one, we didn't take you anywhere. You drove.
That's
Number
true.
two, you went willingly because we told you you didn't have to go because we knew you wouldn't like it.
Well,
So eat a bag of raw fuck, bitch.
What was I going to do last night? What was I going to do? Sit home and play with myself? What was I going to do? What was I going to do?
I can think of several things that you could have done.
It was that, or I was just going to sit here and twiddle my thumbs and read my
to be fair, if we
my
left,
Torah.
to be fair, if we left him here alone, he would have been plotting, and we would have been the victims. Of
I
his
would have
plot.
taken a dump on everyone's pillowcase. I would have put a salami in all
Anyway,
your books.
people are probably wondering what the hell is going on. Me and Mitch like scary movies. I grew up watching scary movies. I love them. They don't scare me, but they're exciting to me. And Wyatt doesn't like scary movies,
My life has been a scary movie.
and so he.
It's the same thing. You'll never see a person of color in an escape room, or or someone who's Jewish, or an Armenian, and you'll never see us in a scary movie. Like, what the
You're
fuck?
barely one of those things.
I know. I'm just barely a person of color, but still I count. My experience is valid.
Oh god.
So they wanted to go see.
Me and Mitch wanted to go see Smile, and we said we'll go, and and of course, told him why he could come with us, knowing he doesn't like it, but he doesn't have to go. But we want to go see it, and of course, because we said he doesn't have to, he went.
I will always, whenever anybody makes the invitation that is we don't expect you to show up, but you're going to show up anyway. I've decided my New Year's resolution was to follow up on that invitation. So it's like the wedding invitation, it's perfunctory, or the dinner invitation where it's like, please don't say yes.
So what
Or
are
the
supposed to
birthday
next time?
party.
You're not invited.
Then I will show up regardless.
Exactly.
So there really is no deterring me.
There's no, which is fine because we like our.
I'm
scary
like a
movies.
disease.
So we watched Smile at the Irvine Spectrum.
But just to put a pin in this,
Pinning you.
you have to now admit that it is all you're doing, and you cannot blame us anymore.
Yes.
Done. Now,
There we go.
continue
Now
your
that we've
point.
got that recorded,
I didn't admit anything. You just said I have to do something. I'm not going to do it. Fuck you. What are you going to do with that? What are you going to do? What are you
we
gonna
went
do?
and saw Smile, which I heard good things, and it looked scary. But I always go in with what's the term? Low expectations with movies these days because they don't deliver anymore like they used to.
Well, but most scary movies don't deliver. Mm-hmm. I mean, we still go see them because we're gluttons for
hopeful.
punishment. But
Are we on Halloween 27 now or something like that? Like,
scary movies are often very bad for various reasons. They try their best, they do their best, but they always
some
fuck
people
up
love
something.
them. Some people, there's whole genres of movies made based on bad horror movies because it's
Yeah,
it's
but
its
that's
own.
different.
People love bad horror movies. It's a thing. So the fact that you can get away with having a bad horror movie is kind of unfair, but whatever. But Smile was actually good, and not just a good scary movie, but a good movie. Mm-hmm. I was impressed with it. I thought they delivered a well-told story. They paced it well. The characters. The emotions of the characters I was invested in. I cared about the characters in it. I wanted them. I didn't want anything to happen to them. So I was very. I was not expecting to like it that much.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was much, to my surprise, worth the admission ticket.
Yeah.
But I will say, as I said last night to you, it always, every time it is a letdown when they show you the thing that you're supposed to be scared of. Like, they tease you with it. Well, no, I mean, I'm not telling them what it looks like or
No.
anything, but like,
Yeah.
if you've seen the trailer, you know that there's some kind of entity. When you finally see the entity, it's like, That's it.
It's never like, it never lives
It's never
up.
satisfying.
It never lives up.
So, to their detriment, or to their discredit, I should say, they didn't have to show it.
It could have been. That's the one thing that could have been better, which is a good critic, with a good critique. That they could have. That's the one thing they could have done better. Everything else was done very well.
Yeah, actually, if that thing was just removed, it would have been fine to even better.
Yeah, but it was such a short, small part of the movie
Right.
that it didn't ruin the movie.
But it was the climax.
It was.
It was the Cloverfield monster.
Yeah. So it was like if they hadn't revealed it, the mystery of it would have been like, that was such a good told story. What is that thing? Like, it would have left you with enough frustration not knowing what it is to
And knowing
still
that
think about it.
having a very good idea that they're going to make a sequel,
Ugh.
especially if it continues to do as well as it is monetarily.
Smile 2, frown.
Upside down.
It would have made me want to see the sequel
Yeah.
and actually have hope for a sequel if they hadn't shown the actual thing.
You're right. That's one thing they could have, because we know Hollywood just makes one movie hoping that several more will come of it.
Yeah.
It's capitalism, of course.
Yeah. So they showed the thing at the end, and that's the one thing we wish they didn't do. And if they didn't do it, that would have been even better, because then all of us who saw the movie liked it and like, what was that thing? We would have been like, the second one, will they show it? Like, I want to see if they're going to reveal. Kind of like, Michael Myers in Halloween. They never show his face, but you're like, who is he? Well, I mean, you know what his name is, but like, you never see his face.
It's actually Michael Myers.
So I'm actually glad you brought that up because supposedly the very last one that they're making, knock
Halloween
on
ends.
wood,
Knock on my Activia bottle.
they teased in the trailer that we saw, before the movie last night, that they actually will reveal his face because Jamie Lee Curtis in the trailer is taking off his mask.
Which,
So-
another thing, if you have not seen any promotions for Smile at all, don't watch any. Don't watch a trailer. Don't look at a preview.
Yeah.
If you like scary movies and want to be scared and want to watch a good movie, just go see it. And it's worth seeing in theaters because dark room, the audience, like you're watching with, you're all scared or you're, jumping, whatever. It's like, it's worth the experience to go pay to see in theaters.
Go to a theater in a more diverse area of town because you get a much more fun commentary from the audience.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine going to like a Harlem theater?
Well,
to go
we
watch
saw it
Smile?
with a bunch
That'd
of
be great.
we saw it with a bunch of Gen Zers, or what are they, Gen Xers?
There was one. Okay, so there was a young kid who was there on a date, and he walked out like 12 minutes into the movie.
Oh, that's right.
He's
He's
like,
like-
I'm not fucking doing this, and just walked out and left the girl sitting in
He
the.
did. I didn't see that.
No, he left her, and then he came back and was like, "You coming?" And then she was like, and like picked up her fanny pack and left. He
Oh my
literally
God,
left.
I didn't know
And
that.
I think he probably was high, or he took
Oh,
an edible or
God.
something, and something went south. Because he
was
was
like,
just
"This
like,
is too crazy."
I can't do this. And I was laughing so hard at him.
Yeah.
And and everybody else around us. It was a
Right.
fun.
That was
It's
fun.
fun to see it in a group.
Well, like it always like during the previews, people like talk amongst themselves. It's just previews, so I guess it's okay.
Yeah, there's that one group that was talking.
They were, and I was like, they
I
better
was
shut
going to
up.
hold Mitch back because he almost stabbed a girl in the audience. That would have been the horror movie because she wouldn't shut the fuck up when
Right.
the previews were going.
But like,
It wasn't just she wouldn't shut
She
up.
was so loud.
She was yelling in a
Yeah.
fucking movie theater.
Yeah.
yeah, don't do that. I like how they have to put previews before movies or little.
You can't yell "smile" in a movie theater.
Well, no. Well, before the movie started, the preview started, they did a little. Amazon made their own little announcement, like, "This is not. You're not watching a movie at home. You're in a theater with
your
other
pants
people.
back on." And
Yes,
I did.
wear clothes. Don't talk. Silence your phone. Like they do that every time, but they're like reminding you, you've been watching movies at home forever. You're not at home. You have to be respectful of others. So they have to actually remind you to be
Yeah, that's
like
true.
not make noise. Which I've always been like that because I'm just a nice person.
Yeah, but I have to say, I'm not a horror movie person. I don't like scary stuff, and I like the only horror movies I like where they're just so ridiculous that you can just laugh at them because it's so non-realistic. Everything with this was pretty realistic, and that was the one thing where it's like, oh, this is very real life kind of situations, and it's a very real life thing that could happen. So that's the part of it where it's like, oh, and I like that it was real life and it was well done in that sense. And I also liked that it was almost an anti-woke movie. Like there was nothing political, nothing
Yeah.
related to that. And it was all the people who you would think would be this is the woke choice and everything like that, folded like a fucking cheap Mervyn suit.
Yeah.
Like they were done.
Yeah. That's... And when you're watching the movie, you don't think about that. Like, I wasn't thinking about that when I was watching it, but after when we were talking about it, I was like, oh, you're right. Like, this was just a good movie. It had a diverse cast, like, diverse enough. Like, it was, like, but it wasn't trying to be diverse. It was just, this is who they cast as her boss. This is who they cast as her boyfriend, fiance.
Yeah.
It's like, I didn't question it. Like,
her boss was Indian, her fiance was black, her ex was white, her mother was Hispanic.
Yeah.
You know, everybody in the movie was of a different, and it was not, no one's hitting, I didn't see an Asian person.
Oh no, they forgot. They missed one.
Well, just in the theater because it was in Irvine. But there was no Asian people in this movie.
Yeah, so they missed one diversity.
There might have been, was there one?
I don't remember. I wasn't paying attention to that. But yeah, you're right. Like, diverse cast without trying to be diverse. Like, maybe they were, but they wrote it subtly. They wrote it well enough because that's what happens when you make a movie that's about one person. This movie centers around the main character.
Yeah.
Who she's in just about every single frame.
Right.
Like, the movie's about her.
Yeah.
So everyone in her life is about
internal trauma.
Her trauma.
Generational
Trauma. And so she's dealing with that. So, but yeah,
like the Jamie Lee Curtis Halloween promo for the last movie,
God.
where I love the supercut of her just saying trauma in every single interview, and it's her with the short hair and the red suit in every
and
fucking
the big glasses.
interview, and the big glasses.
Generational trauma,
intergenerational trauma.
Anyway, but that is the theme of the movie.
Yeah,
is trauma.
There is a theme, and it's well done. I also liked it didn't drag. The pacing was very good for being not a short movie. It was about 2 hours. It didn't drag.
I didn't know that going. I had no idea how long it was going to be going into it, but afterwards, like Mitch,
I knew how long it was, and I didn't say anything because I knew that this one would be like, we're going to be here for 2 hours.
Like, I'm good with an hour and 20-minute movie. If you push me for any longer than that, I'm like, oh.
But I had no idea what the runtime was. I didn't look at it. I was excited to watch it, but still like skeptical. But it wasn't too long. Like, scary movies, and you said this last night, scary movies are supposed to be short. Like, you can't make a long scary movie because it drags out too. You can't.
Traditionally, they used to be like, there was like the B-side thing where it's like you go to a movie theater and it'd be like a double feature. So they had to be. You couldn't have a 2-hour movie and then a 2-hour movie. Like, they used to be like an hour and plus an hour plus. So you go in for 3 hours and you get scared and everyone's happy.
Yeah. But this one was almost 2 hours long, and there was no point in the movie where I was like, oh, okay, this is being dragged on. It was engaging. It was very engaging throughout the entire, and that's the pacing of the movie was done very well. It's good to see a good movie come out, and honestly, someone like me who I'm kind of a cinephile, I guess you would call me, but don't go there. Don't do it. But the camera angles and a lot of the style of the filmmaking was very cool, but not trying too hard.
Right.
So it was very mesmerizing and very. I mean, in my own head, I think I know why they chose this camera angle. I know why they chose this tracking of the camera. Like, in my head, I know what's going on, and with the character building or the character progression or arc, like, I could see what they were doing, and they executed it very well, like, throughout the whole thing. The soundtrack also, the soundtrack nailed it. Like, it is the soundtrack.
It was enough to get under your skin.
It was
not
creepy
to annoy you.
Yeah, it was just creepy enough to where it's like it's giving you the goosebumps,
the
heebie-jeebies, but like not too much where you're like, okay, I'm tired of listening. This is annoying. They were very sparing with it, which was smart. So I was very impressed.
So aren't you glad we didn't see Bros?
God, what movie?
Bros.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't either.
I've never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
I don't
know.
But
that stereotype riddled piece of shit that got like 5th place.
Is that the one where the main star said he doesn't want conservatives watching his movie?
Billy Eichner, who treats people very badly.
I've never liked him.
I didn't want to talk about this.
Well, we're gonna bring it in.
Well, because that's the other movie that's out right now.
Yes.
But that's
no one went to go see. And by the way,
it.
they're already using the homophobia excuse, and plus plain old fashioned homophobia. And they're like, No one wants to see this movie because it looks shitty.
Do these people realize what industry they're in? It's called entertainment, and if people don't like what you're making or putting out there, that means you're doing bad.
By the way, Rocket Man was one of the best movies of the past couple years, like the best-selling movies, and he's gay as shit. How many other movies have they got? The Freddie Mercury thing that everybody went to go see, the Queen movie with Remy Malek with the bug eyes. Really good. So it's not because it's a gay character. It's not because it's a gay love story. Call Me by Your Name was one of the most streamed movies of all time. Brokeback Mountain was one of the most award-winning movies of all time.
Yes.
All these movies get incredible views and everything like that. It was just a stupid fucking movie.
And Billy Eichner
is so unlikable.
Yeah.
He's pissed off so many people because he's so difficult to be around.
Yes.
He treats people poorly. No one's going to go see it. He's not even funny.
Number one. I've told you this. I will not see that movie for two reasons.
One.
Number one, they made fun of our future president, Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And number two, I think it's a conspiracy theory to get Katie Porter reelected. Because
Dot Marie Jones is in it?
Dot Marie Jones and Katie Porter are the same person. I've never seen them in the same room. They look the exact fucking same.
That is so evil to Dot Marie Jones to say that she looks like that Bowser Katie Porter.
I'm just saying.
Dot Marie Jones deserves better.
They want Katie Porter to win, and they put her in a movie, and
they got a whiteboard for it.
And I refuse to see it.
It's trash, and no one's seeing it, so it's a flop. And they've already come out with the excuses, and hopefully it ends Billy Eichner's.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
The only promotion I've seen for that movie was in theater, so I was forced to watch a preview. Right. I did not want to watch it, and I was just like, so we watched when I saw the preview for this movie was at the theater here in Newport. So because we went to see a movie here in Newport.
Oh, we went to go see what was that?
I don't remember. It doesn't matter. But anyway, I saw the theater. We saw a preview for it in Newport Theater.
We saw the preview. We saw the preview twice. We saw it before Elvis, and we saw it before 3,000 Years of Longing.
3,000 Years of Longing.
We saw it both for both of those movies.
Okay, so I the only times I've seen it have been for not wanting to watch it, but during a movie I was going to see it.
So they can't claim that they didn't. They've been promoting the shit out of this movie for months.
Yeah, and
online and on Grindr. They probably bought Grindr ads.
I don't want to know.
No, because someone posted a screenshot on Twitter or something like, on Grindr, like, "Hey, go see Bros this weekend" or something. It's like, come on.
No, and so those are the only times I've been forced to watch the preview of this movie. And other than that, I have no interest in watching it. Yeah. The preview.
Hi, gay.
Yeah. So. And you mentioned this, the only interesting part of the movie that looks funny is like they're at a table of gays and bis and trans and non-binary,
and they're just fighting over the different terminology and everything. That's funny.
That's the only thing that seemed funny. It's not enough to make me go see it.
It was Bisexual Awareness Month, and no one did anything. So that's the only good-looking part of it.
Yeah, and so that anyway, that was the only redeeming part of the trailer, but not enough to make me want to go see it. But also the most interesting plot device that I haven't seen it, so I can't say it's what it's about, but is that the fact that Billy Eichner, some hot, muscular, masculine-looking gay guy, thinks he likes Billy Eichner and he's like not attractive and just average, and he doesn't understand why this hot guy likes him. I'm like, that's insulting. Like
that's your message.
That's your message. That's your plot device. Is that he's too hot for me. And it's like, oh, but he may be just intimidated by you because you're smart. And it's like, he's not. And so that's the most interesting thing about this movie. It's like that I can tell that they put out there anyway.
I love that
but
it's
so just awful.
I just love that came off the movie that came out a few months ago that, by the way, literally nobody watched, that Fire Island movie by Bowen Yang from SNL, the gay SNL guy, the Asian
Margaret
one.
Cho.
With Margaret. And no one went to go see it because like, oh, a bunch of gays go to Fire Island. Oh my God, it's a party. It's so dumb. And you know what? It makes gay people look bad because we are creative, we are fashionable, we are funny, and you put out shit like this, and the straight people are going to be onto us. Like, they're going to be like, what's the point of any of you?
Let's be honest.
You're useless.
Let's be honest. The only people going to see Bros are straight white women.
Women, yes.
That's it.
And by the way, the gays that I know that saw it were like, we didn't, this is not good.
No
one was like that. No one said that was a good movie.
No, it's not. I mean, I haven't seen it. Again, Just making that clear.
Well, no one. So is nobody.
Well, I'm just saying,
nobody else.
I can't, it's hard. I can't really critique a movie I haven't seen. That's what I'm saying. So,
Well,
like,
I'm in a way, I'm critiquing the movie and the response.
Yeah.
Because the response was,
It was bad.
and then whenever the response has to be, it's the same thing as that girl Ghostbusters movie that came out. When the response has to be, well, you didn't go watch it because you don't want to support. It's like, no. If you have to yell at me to go see something, it's not good.
No,
it's
I don't wanna
not
watch it.
good.
It's not
If it was
hard.
good, it would have found its way to me.
since you mentioned Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters Afterlife was
good.
actually good.
We had
We
fun
saw
with
it
that.
with my family
Yeah.
in Idaho.
That was fun.
That was fun. It was it was a
Pretend
homage.
like the girl Ghostbusters
No,
never happened.
in fact, that movie skipped over the second Ghostbusters movie that came
Yeah.
out in 1990. So, original Ghostbusters, and basically this one is the producers or the writers even said this kind of goes over Ghostbusters 2, like it's not even part of this new one they made. Ghostbusters Afterlife is a Ghostbusters movie. It's not New York City. It's in rural Oklahoma. Good, and you know why it was good? Because it wasn't trying to be woke at all.
right.
That movie had no woke agenda to it. It was just a fun movie. It wasn't a perfect movie. It was fun, and everyone enjoyed it. It did good. Make movies fun again. Like, it's not hard. There's like, people go to school to learn how to write a good story, how to tell it, how to capture it on screen on camera. People like go to school for years to learn how to do this. Yeah, you can find your own style of making a good movie that's eye-catching and like, ooh, I've never seen that camera trick before. It's not hard to tell a good story. There's a formula to it. People will come to watch your movie if it's good and if it's balanced, if it's paced, not if it's full of all this political shit.
Well, no one saw that whatever feminist black queen movie,
What?
the African thing.
Well, that just came out.
But yeah, that did not get #1 this weekend. It did not.
What are we
win-
talking about?
It's
The one with
Regina-
Viola Davis, who looks like a fucking bull dyke. I don't know. What I forgot.
Oh,
I forgot
oh.
the name of it.
We saw the preview for it at 3,000 Years of Longing. It was the one where it's like an African tribe and they're like a kingdom or
Oh.
something. Yeah.
Okay, well, if that movie's like following an actual historical account, there's nothing.
It's not.
It's not.
It's
They're
not,
like
oh.
it took a historical account and then created a whole other bunch of, because there was a historical account that was, I think, is actually interesting.
So you're telling me Ryan Murphy produced it?
Oh God! We've been watching the assassination of Gianni Versace because we
I'm
finished.
just gonna make a point now.
What was your
Oh,
point?
sorry, go ahead.
Sorry.
You brought up the homophobia allegation of people didn't watch this movie because it's homophobic.
Yeah.
There's been study after study after study that has been done to prove that people in America, American citizens, but even people just living in America, they spend like 75% of their budget, their daily monthly budget on entertainment.
What?
Yeah.
There no other country in the world does that.
Yeah.
So if you cannot make a movie in America that people will go see and spend money to see, you've made shit.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not because of homophobia. It's not because of, misogyny or whatever. It's because you made something someone doesn't want to see.
Right.
End of story.
That's true.
You
You have the biggest market in the world, the freest market in the world, and you're saying
and the
still
people
flops.
who will. The people you made the comment yesterday when you were searching at the searching for tickets. There was one showing that was like extra money.
It was a premium showing,
Right.
premium viewing.
People will pay $20 to
20.
go see an hour and a half movie
Right.
because they value their entertainment that much.
That's true.
Yeah. To go be in a comfortable seat.
And because movie theaters know that they're going to pay what it
Yeah.
costs, so they keep jacking up the prices.
Yeah.
Because America, as a society, we value entertainment above all.
We do. Yeah, we do. That's true.
People will pay for entertainment. People will pay to go to the movie before they pay to go out to dinner.
That's true.
So
No, that's true.
Not in
People
this
eat at home
household.
And then go to no.
We gotta have a good meal first before I sit in the theater for 2 to
Exactly.
3 hours.
Where were you?
What was I talking about?
I'm trying to remember.
No, the woman king with the.
Yes, so
Yeah.
The Woman King, I did not do well. So everything that's pre-designed to be woke, the only movie that looked good in the theaters from the previews, I'm worried about this Amsterdam thing. I'm afraid it's going to be a little bit too many people, too many characters.
Yeah.
So I don't know about that. The one with De Niro and Taylor Swift and all those other people.
oh,
And then But the one that looks good is this Babylon by Damien Chazelle, who did La La Land.
He does great.
Yeah, I think it looked good. It has Brad Pitt and Margot Robbie in it. That looks fun. Early Hollywoodland, like that sounds like that's gonna be a fun.
One thing, so I've seen the preview.
And Jean Smart. Thank God.
Jean Smart. So I recommend people to steer away from previews. However, I love movie trailers, especially when movie trailers are almost an art form because it's like how do I promote this movie without giving away important details but at the same time making you want to see it. Right. The Babylon trailer, it looks like a mess, but like a mess you want to go watch. Like, what is this? And so the trailer's cool, like very stylish. And from one thing I noticed in the trailer, obviously they can't film it in today's Hollywood because it looks nothing like what it used to. Yeah. So I noticed in the trailer, like in the location, I'm like, wow, they chose a location. I don't know where it is.
Palmdale.
They chose a location that's just like California, like rolling hills and shrub and stuff. And that's what Hollywood used to look like before it is to, like there was nothing there. So I'm glad that they're doing that.
Scrubland, what they stuck a sign on.
Exactly. So you
can look in Beechwood and see some of those hills that are still there.
Yeah. So that's cool that they like, and that's one thing I like about Damien Chazelle is he when he I think he's got good location scouts for his movies. For one, who knows how to find a good location to shoot at.
Right. I mean, for God's sake, he made LA look great in La La Land.
He did.
That's a hard job.
Well, okay, he made it look great, but emotionally sad.
Well, but like, okay, the underpass where that you used to take to go to get to my apartment that had the
murals.
Old Hollywood murals, yes. And then this is the one street near Griffith Park where she parked her car, even though no one lives on that street, and then she went to the house. So stuff like that, where it's like he chose spots that resemble areas that look like cool parts.
Well, that's one thing about La La Land that I liked was
I enjoyed that movie.
It's set in modern LA, but it still had that classical musical film element to it.
Which
and that's
I normally
hard to
don't
do.
like.
That's
I normally would hate
do.
that, and it looked good.
Yeah, so Babylon I'm excited to see. And one of my favorite movies, so Inception is one of my favorites. Mm-hmm. Dark Knight trilogy movies. I'm a big Christopher Nolan fan. So obviously, as you can tell. First Man was a Damien Chazelle movie about Neil Armstrong and the first mission to the moon. Yeah. And you recently watched that.
It was good.
He did he went from La La Land to making a space movie. And who?
Well, and it was a space movie, not trying to make some super future. Like, you had to make it of the time, and these rockets were basically just one step above the planes that people flew at the time.
It's insane.
And like the vibration, the sound
mixing, yes. Yeah. And astronauts he consulted with actual astronauts on this movie, and Buzz Aldrin, I think
Buzz,
yeah, and saying he's above all else, visually, yes, I want to make it visually accurate, and and make it exciting and exhilarating, but also sound is so important. And the astronauts said the sounds that were made that they created for the film during the launch and all that, the astronauts were wow, you nailed it.
Even the aliens.
I mean, the mock set they built for the moon landing in that movie.
It was great. They used
the original mock moon set.
It was the original
fake
set.
To bring this back and to close it out.
What?
Because it's getting to be time.
Well, you've got onions to caramelize.
Not that, it's this.
You've got onions to caramelize.
I made a proclamation that it is
an
law.
Emancipation?
It is law in this household that during the month of October, no movies shall be played other than scary
or thrilling-ish
movies.
And we have been abiding by that rule.
It's only the 2nd.
It's only the 2nd of October.
We haven't broken it yet.
But shouldn't have said
that. But
we're watching Euro Trip again.
I'm just saying, for the record,
Blues Brothers could be a scary movie.
No. This. No.
Okay, so I have to stretch this out a little bit more.
No. Oh my God.
No, because you are not abiding by traditional definitions of what a horror movie is. I think Mommy Dearest is a scary movie, and you're like, no, it doesn't work.
No,
or whatever happened to Baby Jane. It was a horror flick when it came out. Exploitation.
Fine. I don't necessarily agree, but I can see where you're coming from. I'll give you that one.
Those fall into the cat. I'm not saying.
I do not
like,
say. I will not say. I will not agree that Mommy Dearest is.
That is a horror movie.
In any way, a horror movie.
Oh, for God's sake! I'm not like saying let's watch On Golden Pond or something like that. Like, we're not. I'm not saying put Singing in the Rain. Stupid.
No, you're
I'm
stupid.
not saying Casablanca's a horror movie.
Anyway,
If you think Mommy Dearest is a horror movie, put it in the comments. Yes or no.
Yes or no.
yes or no? The takeaway from this whole episode that you've wasted your precious time listening to is that watch Smile, do not watch Bros.
Yeah.
Smile, Bros.
Star Bros.
Smile, Bros.
Oh, and one last thing. So there's no news this week because Russia, by the time this comes out, Russia will probably have dropped a small nuclear weapon. So, tune in for that. But if there's still remnants of us at this point, then you can enjoy this podcast.
That's
Have a good week, sweaties.
That's a lovely.
That's a real horror movie.
That's a lovely way to end this.
I'm about to go drop a nuclear weapon myself.
Oh, God.
Them beans.
You had beans? You gave him beans?
I'm not the one who went to Chipotle today.
Does anything about this interaction make you think I have any control over this human being?
Do you want to sit in a plastic bag? You had Chipotle today. It's only a matter of time.
Please
Anyway.
end this.
Have a lovely day/evening and go fuck yourselves.
Yay!
Now